What is up, Fc3s fam? Welcome back to the channel. Today on the channel, we're going to be working on our buddy's RX-7. This is not my RX-7 that I just picked up. I know it looks a lot like it because it is just a stripped down, run down RX-7. But let me go ahead and flip the camera around and show you what we're working with today. It is not a rotary, it's a JZ, obviously. Car needs a lot of work. The customer pretty much has done everything himself and done a pretty good job, actually, for somebody who's never really worked on cars and just kind of done all his like reading online and stuff from forums and watching videos. But he brought it to us to finish because the car just does not, is not in good working progress. So let's go ahead and put the camera and show you guys where we're at. So real quick, I'll show you what's up. 1JZ Vvti. It's got a J-pipe delete. Got a JZX 110 engine right here with some kind of janky MAF wiring. The hose he has coming out of the J-pipe is going into his brake booster, so that's not good. And he's got no throttle cable. Got some aftermarket stuff that we'll see underneath the car. Looks like he's got a braided clutch line and a couple other small things. It's a V-mount setup, which is kind of cool, I guess, for like road racing, but I don't know how it will do on street driving or drifting, so we'll see what happens. And he's planning on running some China fans on here, just some two 12-inch fans with some fan straps. So we'll go ahead and remove the intercooler, get the fans bolted on. I'll wire up my little relay kit to the alternator so I can go ahead and just start with the key when the car starts. We'll get it on the rack right now. We're going to go ahead and go underneath. We did find one of the issues already that I am going to be showing bits and pieces of, but basically what was going on with this car is you'd start it up, it would idle okay for a few seconds. You give it any kind of gas, it just cuts and kind of fires out and whatever, almost like it's not getting enough fuel. Went ahead and went down here, pinched fuel pressure, bumped fuel pressure without, obviously got a factory regulator on this thing. We're going to put an aftermarket one on. Bump fuel pressure, car now revs to red line and sounds like it's getting proper fuel. I don't have a wideband, so I can't really see what we're going to be doing. It's stock computer, so we're just going to have to play it by ear. And obviously, if it runs like complete shit, it's not running well enough to be able to drive. So interior-wise, it's pretty, just typical. Bucket seat, battery, few gauges, shifter, some eBay steering wheel stuff, and we'll get into this right now, but the trunk has already been pulled apart. Let's go ahead and get into that right now. Alrighty guys, so RX-7's in the rack. We're gonna show you a quick little run through of this and what's gonna be happening and what's going on. So he has the new CX Racing mount kit that they have with the spacers. This is how you're gonna be able to get the engine in these cars to be able to sit low enough to be able to run a hood. And in my car over there that we'll kind of go take a few things out as well, they didn't have that back in my day. So yeah, the only thing I didn't like about this was he's got his Pinion JV weld. That's kind of a little janky. And he already knows that we're going to be on here talking about it. He's got a Clutch Masters FX400 clutch and brand new RM54 slave stuff that's in here, so that's cool. Got the excessive manufacturing cross member with the mount on there. Nice big drive shaft, everything looks cool there. Got the differential solid mount that fixes all the differential knocking for all the RX-7 and stuff like that, so that's super cool too. Got the subframe bushings and everything in there, so that's just super awesome. Differential lateral link or whatever. So what we're doing right now, as you guys saw earlier, the tank is just totally destroyed. So Caden's gonna rip this thing out real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and clean the whole entire tank out, and we're gonna rip all the fuel lines out of the whole entire car. Run all new braided 6AN nylon lines to the front with a fuel pressure regulator so we can bump the fuel pressure, because this car seems to have a problem with the fuel pressure. The car just breaks up and runs like complete crap. So we're gonna have to fix that, and then we'll get on to the other parts we need to get done. So what we're gonna do right now, the tank's out, obviously, you can see it right here. We're gonna go ahead and get all this stuff in here all scrubbed out, and then drain the whole tank. Maybe we might have to put our washer in there too and get everything all out, because this is really bad in there. This happens to a lot of Mark III Supras and stuff too, so we're definitely used to this, but this is pretty nasty, pretty bad. So
get down in there, boy.
Just clean the pipes out of
nice and deep, like.
Clean the pipes out of the toilet, Oh, there's your problem right there.
Oh,
You got some molasses in your tank.
Molasses.
You got some molasses. I'm pretty sure my finger's gonna fall off. But, make some peanut butter and jelly with this right here.
Right there.
Oh, look at that.
Look at the placenta come out. Look at my floor.
Discharge.
Look at this shit.
Dude, Sean, you gotta come look at this, bro. I'm pretty sure I already lost a finger.
That right there, that's called team spirit right there.
Gotta get her done.
Lose my arm, lose my hand, who cares? It's all good. It's all for the gritty good.
I steer with my left hand, so.
All for the cause. Look at this, you guys. This stuff is so bad that it's like tar and doesn't even come off of his hands. We're gonna have to use like acetone and wipe it off. It's just disgusting, so.
I'm just gonna cut it off.
Yeah, we'll just cut his arm off for that. But yeah, I think we're just gonna make the decision. It's not even worth fucking cleaning. We're just gonna throw the tank in the trash and put a fuel cell in it because this is not, yeah, it's not working. Alrighty guys, so what we've done is we've gone ahead and cut some square tubing right here and put rib nuts in to be able to bolt the surge tank in and to give us enough room for it to clear down here because all fuel cells are beveled. So when you lay it down flat, you got to cut a big notch out of the car to be able to get the lines to fit. So it's going to fit in the back super nice now. And then the plan's going to be for this is we're going to go ahead and we're going to mount the filter and the inline fuel pump down here. And then we'll be going ahead and then running our lines from here into here and running everything down and into the front. So it'll look really cool. And then it'll be, you know, actually properly gravity fed. So get it done. All right, guys, so it's been a hot summer day over here. It's about 100 degrees out, and today we're actually working on Kenny's car. I'm gonna go ahead and run you through what we went ahead and did. A lot of stuff's been getting done on this thing lately, so let me fill you in, and we'll get right into it. So real quick, let me kind of show you. I know we talked a little bit about his whole V-mount setup that he had. I guess what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be hacking out the support bracket in here on both sides. And I'm gonna make brackets for this first, obviously, before I do it. He doesn't want the fans on the backside, so we're gonna have to wire up some relays to have it trigger with the ignition on. And then I'm gonna make new intercooler brackets and a couple of other things for this thing too. We gotta get the fenders on, the bumper on, get everything good to go because the car's gonna get picked up on Saturday and today is Thursday. We went ahead and already put a fuel pressure regulator system in this, ran braided nylon 6AN fittings in with the correct fittings into the fuel rail here. He's running stock injectors for now because we're doing a stock setup. The ECU is stock in the car. We'll show you some pictures of that later. Power steering stuff I haven't tested yet, but we're gonna go ahead and be doing throttle cable. He does not have a cable in it. He doesn't even have anything at all. So we're gonna go ahead and cut and weld a SC pedal up in there, get a Toyota throttle cable bolted in, and then get all that hooked up to his throttle body. The problem was, as you saw earlier, the gas tank was freaking horrible. So as you can see now, the fuel cell is in the back and is all mounted up and done. Caden thing, you can see the fuel system stuff is already all done back here. We have our feed line and our return line back here running through. We're gonna go ahead and insulate the hole down there. Let me go ahead and go up and show you what we ended up doing over here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna test fire it up, see if we get some revs out of it now, because the car did not rev or at all and ran like complete crap before. So let me go ahead, got the battery jumper on there. Let me go ahead and go up on the lift real quick and show you where we're at. Alrighty, so let me kind of show you what's up. So you went ahead and ran a S13 fuel filter back here and mounted it to the chassis, running a 255 fuel pump in here. I need to go ahead and obviously insulate the wiring and fasten it and put a grommet in it and stuff. But for now, we're just gonna test fire it. I went ahead and put a riv nut in up here and already hooked up a ground to the fuel pump. Everything's ran from here. Let me get all the way up through the frame, through here, along the whole entire chassis. We had to use some extenders because we didn't have enough fuel line. Got everything all hooked up here. Feed line, return line. The old OEM system's still in here. We need to remove that later. But you can see it's going to the bottom of the regulator already. So we're ready to fire up already. And he's got a whole bunch of other stuff that's gonna have to get done later. He's got these really cool hoses though, like I showed you guys earlier in it, for his radiator system, for like a quick disconnect system. So I'm gonna basically be welding on tabs onto the radiator here on both sides. To have this not be flopping around and be like this anymore. And then we're gonna get some real brackets on here that aren't breaking and falling off either. Let's get it running real quick though. So Caden's gonna go ahead and get the intercooler piping clamp back on because we had to remove the throttle body right here to get all the fuel lines hooked up to the regulator and everything. So we're gonna go ahead and hit all his toggles. Go ahead and turn them on. She fired right up real good. Base pressure, extremely loud because there's no exhaust on this thing, but everything seems to be looking pretty decent. We're gonna let her warm up for a few minutes, and then we'll give her some revs. Exhaust done here in the next probably day or whatnot, but she now revs the red line, does not break up or anything, so that is just super awesome. We're gonna have to go ahead and recirc this line right here back into the head where it's supposed to be, and then run the brake booster as it's supposed to be as well. But we're gonna get it off the lift right now, get the throttle cable done, then we're gonna flip the car around so I can actually do the TIG welding we need to do for here, and then we can do the fabric for the intercooler. Then we should be able to go do some Bernies later on tonight. And if we can get the fenders on, maybe the bumper on, see how it goes. Okay, well, as we can see, car has been pulled around the opposite way. So car runs and drives, throttle cable's hooked up. We're still gonna have to cut and extend the bracket here because it needs to be closer in order for it to be able to clamp down and work. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna remove the intercooler so we can start getting our tabs hooked up and welding everything on. My TIG welder is right here. So I'll be able to just kind of reach over, hopefully just weld on the tabs that we need. We can put some fasteners into the chassis so we can hold the radiator up from flopping around. Get the fans on, we'll get the relay wired up so we can let it run and idle. And then as we're letting it run and idle, you know, or as we're working on it, we're gonna go ahead and make some new brackets because this is like some really, really bad self-tapper, like just not nicely done stuff. So I think we can make it look a little bit better. So a little bit of time, but I mean, it's 2 o'clock. I'm hoping by like 7 or 8 p.m. this thing will be able to go do some fuck around shit in the back. Gotta check the oil, gotta check the coolant level, a bunch of other small things before we do any of that, but looks like everything's gonna go pretty good. Alrighty guys, so we just got the tabs welded on the radiator. Radiator doesn't move anymore. Underneath, he went ahead and tried 12-inch fans, but the 14-inch seemed to fit better. They actually were like hanging off and everything too, so this is a better option. These work pretty well. So we're gonna go ahead and hook up the radiator hoses, fill the radiator back up. His thermostat was also locked up and it never allowed the engine to bleed. So we're gonna go ahead and remove the 2 thermostat bolts here. We'll go ahead and modify the thermostat housing, put it back in, and then get everything hooked up. It'll bleed out. And then we're gonna go ahead and fab up the intercooler brackets up here for his V-mount. So I got another problem with the intercooler piping. It's too short for the intercooler to be on there straight. I guess it was on there crooked. So what I'm gonna do is I already went ahead and did a little piece right here. We're gonna go ahead and TIG weld this on so we can make it actually fit the way it's supposed to. Alrighty, so temp is right now based on his AEM gauge is at 178, not too bad. These gauges usually don't read very well, but I mean, it seems like it's okay right there. I gave her some gas and it started to even go down a little bit. Got the fan underneath here going. Still gotta finalize all the wiring in there. And finalize the wiring for the relay over here that we're wiring. So we're just gonna let it run for a few minutes, make sure temp seems okay. Then we can go ahead and solder up all the joints, zip tie everything up where it's supposed to be, and it should all be good. Kaden just pulled the
Getting oil on her
differential thing out, just showing. Pull the other one out too. It's definitely empty. So we're gonna go ahead and pump this stuff in real quick and finish all the other finalization. Definitely empty.
She's empty now.
For sure. Alrighty guys, so Kenny's car is done. We're gonna be putting the car back together right now. Let me go ahead and show you what we're working with. He wants us to go ahead and put this front end together, and everything's just pretty much like just destroyed for the front end, but I guess he's gonna drive the car home. Car runs really good. He went ahead and finished the exhaust. I'll give you a quick look at that as well, and it's gonna be the end of the video. So got a nice simple straight pipe we just did. underneath this thing. Nothing too crazy. Put a flange on the downpipe and ran it all straight pipe all the way to the front. You can see it right there. Apparently it's got tags for this thing, but it says 2016 on that thing. And then you can see the fenders here on this side. It's just like non-existent the whole way through. The whole top's broken. So we're trying to put some self-tappers or something in it to make it work. The bumper isn't even going to attach to the back because it's missing the whole bottom side down here. And then the whole bottom side of the fender's gone there for, I guess, the side skirt, even though it's supposed to sit over the top of it. But we'll see how Magic Caden can get to work on this thing so the car can at least look like it's together. And then tomorrow morning the customer will be picking up the car. Alrighty guys, so the RX-7 is done. Front end's all together. Kenny's gonna be coming by tomorrow to pick it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I haven't been posting a lot lately, but we're gonna try to get more videos out. I got a bunch of cool cars coming in. So any questions or anything you guys wanna know about it, feel free to message me Instagram, YouTube, you know, email, whatever you wanna hit me up on. And until next time guys, peace.